Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan,
And I'm Sarah.
and today we're diving deep into a head-to-head that so many of you have been asking about.
Yeah, the hybrid tablet battle.
Which one comes out on top? The Apple iPad Pro 13-inch with that M4 chip, or the Microsoft Surface Pro 11?
A lot to unpack there.
We've been digging into all the details, specs, and even what people are saying out there in the wild to help you decide which one might be the perfect fit.
It's a tough choice. Both are trying to be the ultimate tablet and laptop. Like, can one device really do it all?
Right, and Apple's saying their iPad Pro is the ultimate iPad experience, thin, light, that gorgeous Ultra Retina XDR display, and of course the M4 chip is the big story.
But then you have Microsoft calling the Surface Pro 11 a Copilot Plus PC and even an AI tablet essential bundle. They're really pushing those AI capabilities with the Snapdragon X Plus processor.
Yeah, it's interesting how each company is playing to its strengths. Apple's like, hey, you love the iPad, but now it's even more powerful and intelligent. And Microsoft's all about Windows, but make it AI-powered and super portable.
It's going to come down to what you need it for, your workflow, and honestly, what ecosystem you're already in, right?
Absolutely. But let's break it down, starting with what you're going to be looking at most of the time. The display. So the iPad Pro has that 13-inch Ultra Retina XDR display, 2752 by 2064 resolution. That's 264 pixels per inch.
Okay, that's crisp.
Super sharp. Plus, it's got ProMotion, that's Apple's fancy name for their adaptive refresh rate, so everything's super smooth. And P3 wide color for vibrant colors, and True Tone, which adjusts the display to the ambient light. But there's one more thing.
Hit me.
For the 1TB and 2TB models, you can get this optional nanotexture display glass. It cuts down on glare like crazy.
Ooh, that's huge for creatives working outside or in bright studios.
Exactly. And when color accuracy is everything, that matters.
Now, the Surface Pro 11, it also has a 13-inch display. They call it PixelSense Flow. It's a little higher resolution, actually, 2880 by 1920.
Oh, interesting.
And it's got a 1200.1 contrast ratio, pretty impressive, plus 120 hertz dynamic refresh rate. So that means super smooth scrolling and videos.
So both displays sound amazing, top-of-the-line stuff. But that nano texture on the iPad Pro, that's a real differentiator for certain professionals.
Yeah, it shows Apple's thinking about those specific use cases where every detail counts.
Okay, let's talk about what's driving these machines. The iPad Pro has Apple's M4 chip, up to a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU. This thing's a beast.
Yeah, Apple's silicon is really impressive, and they're pushing those Apple Intelligence features too.
Right, like helping you summarize notes, generate text, things to keep you in the creative flow. And it all happens on the device, so your privacy is protected.
The Surface Pro 11 has the Snapdragon X Plus processor, and Microsoft's making a big deal about its AI capabilities. It's got the, quote, fastest Qualcomm NPU with 45 TOPS of performance,
Tough.
trillion operations per second. Basically, this thing is built for AI tasks.
Okay, so we've got Apple going all in on their M4, tight integration with their software and hardware, and Microsoft saying, hey, AI is the future, and this chip is ready.
Exactly. And with all those Copilot features Microsoft's talking about, the Surface Pro 11 seems like it's designed with AI as a core part of the experience.
So if AI is a big part of your work, image editing, live transcription, stuff like that, the Surface Pro 11's dedicated NPU might have an edge there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how those features actually stack up in real-world use.
All right, memory and storage. The iPad Pro we're looking at has 512 gigabytes of storage.
And the Surface Pro 11 bundle we're focusing on has 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 256 gigabyte SSD.
So more RAM on the Surface, but less storage overall compared to the iPad Pro.
Right, so that's a trade-off. If you're a heavy multitasker, that extra RAM could be a lifesaver. That if you need a lot of storage for big files, videos, the iPad Pro might be better.
And of course, you can always use external storage, but having it all on the device is definitely more convenient.
Especially when you're on the go.
All right, what about cameras? For video calls, taking photos, all that. The iPad Pro has a 12MP ultra-wide front camera with center stage, which keeps you in the frame during video chats.
Oh, that's nice, especially if you move around a lot.
And on the back, there's a 12MP wide camera with a True Tone flash. It even supports ProRes video recording.
Whoa, serious filmmaking capabilities.
And then there's the LiDAR scanner.
LiDAR, like, what's that do?
It uses lasers to measure depth. It's cool for augmented reality stuff like placing furniture in your room before you buy it.
Oh, I've seen that. That's super cool.
The Surface Pro 11 is also talking about its video calling features. They've got auto eye gaze correction, so you're always looking at the camera even if you're looking at the screen.
Oh, that's clever.
And real-time translation and transcription, all AI-powered. They're also highlighting advanced image editing capabilities, probably using that Snapdragon NPU for things like image enhancement.
So they're both really focusing on that video conferencing experience, but in different ways.
Yeah, the iPad Pro seems more geared towards creatives with those high-end video features and the LiDAR. And the Surface Pro 11 is all about AI making your communication smoother.
It's like they're saying, we both do video calls, but here's how we do them better.
Let's move on to connectivity. The iPad Pro has Wi-Fi 6E and a USB-C connector with Thunderbolt and USB 4 support. So crazy fast data transfer speeds.
And some models have cellular connectivity too, so you can stay connected wherever you go.
The Surface Pro 11 has Wi-Fi 7, which is even newer than Wi-Fi 6E, and it has 2 USB-C ports.
So more ports on the Surface, but the iPad Pro's single port is more powerful with Thunderbolt. It really depends on what you need to connect.
Now, for accessories, the Surface Pro 11 bundle we're looking at comes with the Sapphire Pro keyboard and the Slim Pen. And that keyboard can be attached or detached, so you've got options.
That's a big plus for the Surface Pro 11. You get that full two-in-one experience right out of the box.
With the iPad Pro, you've got the Apple Pencil Pro and the regular Apple Pencil, but those are sold separately. Same with the Magic Keyboard, which has a built-in trackpad. So if you want the full laptop-like setup, it's an extra cost with the iPad.
Okay, that's good to know. That could definitely factor into the decision for a lot of people.
Let's talk software and AI. The iPad Pro runs iPadOS, which is designed for touch, very intuitive. It has Stage Manager for multitasking, Scribble for using the Apple Pencil to write, and all those Apple apps that are optimized for the iPad. And then there's Apple Intelligence, which they're saying helps you with writing, being creative, and managing tasks, all while keeping your data private, processed right on the device.
And the Surface Pro 11 runs Windows 11 Pro, so that's a full desktop operating system, which means you can run pretty much any software you need. And with Microsoft calling it a Copilot plus PC, it means AI is integrated throughout the whole operating system.
So Apple's focusing on privacy and on-device processing with Apple Intelligence. And Microsoft's saying, hey, we get AI everywhere in Windows, and we're using the cloud to make it even more powerful.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, the operating system is going to be the deciding factor. Do you want the simplicity and touch friendliness of iPadOS, or the power and flexibility of Windows?
Okay, physical attributes. The iPad Pro is incredibly thin, only 0.2 inches, and weighs just 1.27 pounds.
That's light.
Yeah, super portable. The Surface Pro 11 is a bit thicker at 0.37 inches and weighs about 1.97 pounds, just the tablet itself.
And remember, that weight goes up when you add the keyboard and pen.
So the iPad Pro is definitely more of a traditional tablet experience when it comes to size and weight. The Surface Pro 11 feels more substantial, especially with the accessories attached.
But the Surface Pro 11 does have that built-in kickstand, so you can use it at different angles without needing a separate case.
True, that's a nice touch. What about battery life?
Well, Apple says the iPad Pro has all-day battery life, which is pretty vague but promising.
Microsoft emphasizes the power efficiency of the Snapdragon X Plus processor in the Surface Pro 11. So it should be good for multitasking without draining the battery too quickly. But we'll need to see real-world tests to know for sure.
Yeah, battery life can vary a lot depending on what you're doing.
Last but not least, price. The iPad Pro with 512 gigabytes of storage and Wi-Fi is $1,334.06.
And the Surface Pro 11 bundle with 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes SSD, keyboard, and pen is $1,349.99.
So, almost identical in price. But remember, with the iPad Pro, you'll need to buy the Apple Pencil and Magic Keyboard separately if you want them.
Yeah, so the Surface Pro 11 bundle definitely gives you more bang for your buck right out of the gate.
So what are people saying about these devices?
Well, for the Surface Pro 11, people seem to really like the value, the versatility, how well the keyboard works, how fast it is, and that it feels durable.
But some have mentioned compatibility issues with older software because of the new processor. So that's something to keep in mind.
For the iPad Pro, people are raving about the display, how smooth and fast it is, how easy iPadOS is to use, and the overall build quality.
But yeah, that price tag, especially with the accessories, can be a bit of a hurdle for some.
So it sounds like both of these tablets have a lot to offer. It really boils down to what's important to you.
Exactly. If you're already in the Apple ecosystem and love that iPad experience, the iPad Pro with the M4 chip is going to be tempting.
But if you need the flexibility of Windows and those AI features sound appealing, the Surface Pro 11 bundle is a strong contender.
We hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought as you make your decision.
To find the latest prices and deals, be sure to check out the links in the description below.
And if you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to Tech Talk Central for more in-depth tech comparisons and insights.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.